Welcome to our weekly roundup of key business developments in Sri Lanka. I'm Nishani Figuera. Let's first take a look at the main stories for this week. Presidential election dates to be announced. Policy rates cut. And Japan to immediately release halted project funds. In our top story this week, Sri Lanka's Election Commission says it will announce the presidential election date before the end of the week. According to Saman Sriratnayaka, chairman of the Election Commission, the presidential polls should be held within 4 to 6 weeks from the day of accepting nominations. It is expected to be held on a day between September 17th and October 17th. The Commissioner General previously noted that the Elections Commission has the required funds and has been notified of legal clearance to proceed with the polls. A delegation from the International Monetary Fund is in Sri Lanka to discuss the country's current economic situation and recommend future actions to strengthen the economy. In June, the IMF Executive Board completed the 2024 Article 4 consultation and second review under the 48-month extended fund facility with Sri Lanka. This provided immediate access to about $336 million to support its economic policies and reforms. Total IMF financial support disbursed so far is approximately $1 billion. On Tuesday, at the fourth Monetary Board meeting of the year, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka decided to reduce policy rates by 25 basis points. Standing deposit facility rates and standing lending facility rates were reduced to 8.25% and 9.25% respectively. Since June 2023, rates have been cut by 725 basis points. The regulatory authority noted that the decision was taken assessing the current macroeconomic developments and to maintain inflation at the 5% level in the medium term. According to the report, strong economic indicators suggest real GDP growth in Q2 to be robust. In a significant development, on Wednesday, the government of Japan announced that it is to immediately disperse funds on its halted yen loan projects in Sri Lanka. This was announced at a joint press conference by the Government of Sri Lanka, the Embassy of Japan, and Japan International Cooperation Agency's Sri Lanka office. Projects have been suspended since April 2022 as Sri Lanka defaulted on its external debt and is now restarting following an agreement to restructure official obligations. According to Ajit Abesekara, Director General of External Resources, this move will result in the immediate disbursement of about $75 million of pending contractor bills in the next few weeks. Japan has committed to about $1.1 billion for power, healthcare, rural infrastructure, and an airport terminal in the country. Merchandise exports in June rose 2.6% from a year earlier to $1.03 billion, bringing year-to-date merchandise exports earnings to $6.1 billion. In the month, apparel exports rose 4.2% to $446 million, while rubber and coconuts recorded double-digit growth. Exports to the United States, Sri Lanka's single largest export destination, rose 12.4% from a year earlier to $254 million, while trade to the European Union fell to $227 million. Meanwhile, services exports expanded by a significant 39% from a year earlier to $323 million. Elon Musk is likely to arrive in Sri Lanka next month to launch his Starlink satellite-based internet service. This week, representatives from Starlink arrived in Sri Lanka ahead of Musk's visit to finalize obtaining all licenses necessary to commence operations in the country. Just earlier this month, Sri Lanka made amendments to its decades-old Telecommunication Act No. 25 of 1991 to regulate satellite internet service providers. Sri Lanka aims to grow its IT sector to $15 billion by 2030, emphasizing the importance of allowing international companies to operate in Sri Lanka. In our weekly tourism update, during the first 21 days of July, just over 127,000 tourists arrived in the country. In the year, over 1.1 million tourists have arrived. Daily arrivals were 6,092 in the month, significantly up from the 3,782 recorded in June. In the month, India was the primary source market, followed by the United Kingdom and China. The all-share price index at the Colombo Stock Exchange continues to remain subdued. Although notable foreign buying continues, local investor sentiment appears muted. Keba Solutions Limited announced that its IPO, which offered 81 million shares for ₹7.50 a share, was oversubscribed. At the Treasury bill auction held on Wednesday, yields on all maturities declined for a third consecutive week. Bids amounting to 334 billion rupees were received, of which 160 billion were accepted. The Sri Lankan rupee was stable against the dollar this week, with the central bank's indicative mid-spot rate ranging around 303 to 304 rupees. And with that, we wind up for this week. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel at the link below for regular updates on economic and business developments in Sri Lanka. Until we see you again next week, thank you for watching. Stay safe.